How's it going, guys? Nick here for another Cinema 4D tutorial, and today I'm going to be going over the time effector and adding a little bit of plane effector in. But pretty much what the time effector does is it affects the parameters of an object over a certain amount of time. So whatever you set it to. So I had the face here through a Voronoi fracture on it. So when I click play, it just slowly pulls out the objects, and it keeps going. And that's all just here within our time effector. You can make it more extreme to make it faster, but what you do really is whatever numbers here is going to be affected over X amount of keyframes. So you don't want to set it where you want it to go, or else it's just going to fly out super fast and it's going to keep on going. And it keeps on moving as long as your timeline is. So usually smaller numbers work best. You get a slow, steady movement out of it. You can set scale, you can set rotation. I just have it on a linear fall off, so that when it passes through, it kind of pulls it through. And then I just have a plane effector, and all this plane effector is doing is I have the parameter set to -1, so it shrinks down the particles that are passing through it. And that's all I did for these two. So if you quickly wanted to recreate the scene, let's say I'm going to do the same thing with the sphere, I'll just grab a Voronoi fracture, drop that in there. It'll break it into some pieces. Let's add some more pieces. Let's go like 500. It's a lot for a little circle, but it's fine. And now, under MoGraph, let's grab the time effector, so it's at the very bottom, and drop it under the, if you didn't have Voronoi fracture selected, it won't be in here, but you can drop it in there. So let's go ahead and let's grab our time effector. Now, depending on what look you're trying to get, it's automatically set to 90 degrees on the rotation. So usually I like to work with fall-offs and with MoGraph effectors. So if I have this off to the side, and I come into the parameters, and I say I want these to move just some random numbers and some minimal rotation, like so, when I click play, nothing's going to happen. But as I move our effector closer in, now we're going to start getting the movements that I want. So it does give some nice effects for breaking things apart, for an intro, or whatever you're going after. And this is the reason why I had the plane effectors, because as these break apart, they still stay the same size. So all you need to do is you just add a plane effector, and you do that same linear fall off, and you just set the scale to uniform -1, so it goes down to nothing. And now as we're playing our keyframes, we can move this guy in. Okay, forgot one little thing. So in the Voronoi fracture, you have to drop the plane effector in, but you have to drop it on top of the time effector, because if you drop it on the bottom, I think that might have been for, yeah, never mind. You just drop it in there. It was for something else that I was thinking of. But now you can always keyframe this one to move in and slowly shrink down some of the pieces, so you can get this nice transition effect for making the object dissipate, break apart, whatever you want to call it. Ambient occlusion, global illumination, best. Physical sky, we'll just choose a darker. And you just get a really nice effect with the time effector, and you can use that for almost everything. You can use it for oh god, there's endless possibilities. I can't think of 1 right now because it's right now, of course. But there's lots of nice transitions you can do with it if you're trying to make something blow off in the wind or turn to dust or something like that. You can use the time effector. Is really nice just because it's no keyframes. You don't have to keyframe anything, and you get really nice animations and movement with these small numbers, because when it moves too fast it doesn't look the best. So yeah, so that is the time effector, and you can set the fall off to whatever you want, and you make these numbers bigger or smaller. You can even do the scale as well if you really want. Just make the scale even bigger over time. Starts out small and then it grows. So it's an easy way to animate nice little things. But I won't drag this on. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the tutorial, and I'll see you guys all next time.